It looks like the video is starting now. Well, good Wednesday morning. Uh, I had two good nights sleep in a row since I got back from Cleveland. And so here I am. I'm dressed sort of like I'm going pheasant hunting, which I'm not. As a matter of fact, I just went for coffee and it's still pretty damn chilly here. Excuse me for a second. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh. Anyway, just a couple of things. Uh, First of all, I got an announcement to make. There will be Monday night class here in Sacramento um, next Monday. And for those of you who have been coming every week, we're going through the tarot trumps and talking about the Book of Thoth. And this coming Monday will be the Devil card, okay, which should be very, very interesting. There's that. Uh, I've often said, I quote Rabbi Lamed Ben Clifford when he says, it's all in your head. You just have no idea how big your head is, okay? Uh, Meaning, not meaning that everything is all in your imagination. Well, maybe in a way it is, but it's magicians argue if that means that all of the spirits and angels and divine beings and demons and everything is just all in your head. It doesn't mean quite that, but it does mean that there truly, ultimately, is no difference between objective, seemingly outside of yourself and with independent, other independent consciousnesses, or everything is inside. It's not an either or thing. It ultimately is the same thing. We could almost say ultimately there is no outside of yourself as a as representing a conscious point event, and so the idea that magicians seem to work outside of themselves, ceremonially doing this and that to affect, stimulate, direct, order about spirits seemingly outside of yourself. Uh, and I think most people, especially those who have at least just a slight grounding in Eastern thought, have no problem with, oh yeah, it's you don't know how big your head is. You're in Kabbalah wise, our neshama, there is no limit to space and time with our neshama, and so in a sense, everything that's outside is inside our neshama too. So, well, anyway, uh, I'm I'm not explaining it well this morning, but over the weekend when I was out of town, Constance had a chance to at least relax an extra 5 minutes or so with her daily coffee break. And all of for years she said the world is your oyster. Okay, the world is your oyster, and you've probably heard that little phrase saying that there's limitless opportunities out there. It's almost like a high school graduation. The world's out there for you to take. Go out there and sell real estate. You know, be all you can be. Uh, but the world's your oyster. Uh, but it dawned on her that you swallow an oyster whole. The world's your oyster. Swallow it whole. Now, she wrote this down. I wanted her to do this herself this morning, but because our car is gone, she is out on her bicycle, uh, going to Trader Joe's on her bike. She has a huge paperboy basket on. 76-year-old woman with a big paperboy. Anyway, here's what she said. Now, if you would follow this along seriously in a visualization, in a meditation, just like if you're familiar with my Ganesha banishing an invocation. Ganesha dances around me in a counterclockwise, expanding outward spiral until the dance of Ganesha encompasses all space. If Ganesha danced any further, he'd be coming back, okay? Reaches infinite circumference of space, and then spins clockwise back into my own brain. Clockwise into this ear, clockwise, taking it all back until it comes back there. So I take all of the outside and bring it all back. So there is no outside of myself anymore. I'm just the big Ganesha. I think you find that in Low Magic, my book Low Magic. And that's all do it Widdershins and then do it Diocel and it's all magical. Constance says it all in these few words. The world is your oyster. Swallow it whole. When you realize everything is inside of you, not you inside everything else, you'll find such relief. I'll say it again. The world is your oyster. Okay, but swallow it whole. When you realize everything is inside of you, not you inside everything else, you'll find such relief. And I think I put that whole quote up on my Facebook page this morning. Okay, so much for that profundity. A couple things happened. I found a few of these on my porch. Wiser sent me this copy of Enochian Vision Magic in Polish from the good folks at Illuminatio. Okay. And it's just gorgeous. I thumbed through. I can't read Polish. But I just checked that all the graphs and charts and everything are beautifully reproduced. And if you are in Poland, I urge you to buy a 6-pack of these. and give them out to your friends if you're interested in Enochian magic. This is the this is the English version of it, uh, published by the good folks at Weiser, my good friends at Weiser. And when I posted an image of this book online here on Facebook, uh, a few people that attended my Enochian workshop in Krakow, Poland, uh, 10 years ago, uh, wrote me and reminded me of the workshop where we actually did Enochian magic. The reason Krakow is kind of important to Enochian magic is that the type of Enochian magic that is practiced in modern times is the result of the magical workings of John Dee and Edward Kelly back in the 1580s, early 1580s. And the really juicy stuff, the really juicy angelic contacts that they made that brought in, that was taught to them by the angels in painstaking, anal retentive, mathematical, double, triple, quadruple blind manner that could only satisfy the most brilliant mind of the day, John Dee. All of that juicy stuff, that angelic contact, took place in Krakow, where Dee and Kelly were staying with their families, more or less in an attempt to make a little money, and partially in Dee's capacity as an agent for Queen Elizabeth back home. Who knows why? But the diaries of the Krakow period were central to the documents of Enochian magic. So, in other words, in Krakow, on a regular basis, John Dee and Edward Kelly cracked open the membrane of whatever dimension they're in to the dimension that the communicating angels were in on a regular basis. And it took place at an address, a locale, at least as far as anybody knows, and as far as local tradition, because Dee was quite a alchemical kind of celebrity of the day, at an address which is now called the Starry Hotel in Krakow. Very nice place. Very old place. Vaulted ceilings and they right out of central casting. Okay. And that's where we held the workshop. That's where we scried the 30th Aether. And we did that after, I don't know, it was a 5 or 6 hour workshop that culminated in us actually doing Enochian vision magic in the place where, as far as we know, Dee and Kelly actually did it, where it all came down. And it was an awesome experience. And I hope everybody there uh, enjoyed it and sort of appreciated the symbolism symbolism of the event. So if you are in quite a few of my books are uh, published, translated and published in Poland too. So if you're Polish, read Polish, are in Poland, have friends in Poland, please let them just Polish Google my name and find out all of the Enochian material uh, that I've published. Well, anyway, that's all I had planned for today. Is sort of to tie up a few loose ends from the my weekend away. Uh, but I'd like you to, Constance's thing sounds so simple that it might not uh, intrigue you or be uh, seemingly sort of lightweight. It's not lightweight. To treat this thing as a visualization whereby you literally project uh, all of the outside objective universe into the image of that oyster, if you will. I like the other stuff that goes with the oyster, including the shells and the idea of pearls and things like that. Uh, but if you can actually get behind projecting the outer world all the way to the farthest reaches of space and swallow it whole. And it's inside of you. You surround the world. Something kind of snaps. And if it doesn't happen at first, keep trying it again. The world is your oyster. Swallow it whole. When you realize everything is inside of you, not you inside of everything else, you'll find such relief. Anyway, that's it for today. Continue to be good to yourself, be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will.